Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by again. And in today's tutorial, we're going to go ahead and use the blazer pattern we made to sew our blazer jacket. And without further ado, let's get started. And right here guys, I've gone ahead to use the pattern to cut out the fabrics. So right here we have both the front piece and the back piece. All right, and I'll just go ahead and place the back piece aside. So right here on the front piece, this is the center front, okay? And right here on the center front, the part that has the lapel, I went ahead to add half an inch allowance to both sides and also the neckline. I forgot to add half an inch to the shoulder. Please go ahead and add half an inch to the shoulder for joining. All right, and right here on the other piece, which is the side front, I also went ahead to add half an inch allowance to this part. All right, this part that has the dart, I added half an inch allowance there. And on the side, I did not add any allowance because we've already added seam allowance when we were drafting our pattern. And so right here on the back piece, this is the center piece. All right, I went ahead to add half an inch allowance on both sides. I also went ahead to add half inch allowance on the neckline. All right, and on the side I added half an inch to this part. Please don't forget to add your half an inch joining allowance to the shoulder line. And for each of the patterns, we are going to be cutting 2 pieces each. Alright, and after using the pattern to cut the main piece, I also went ahead to cut the lining piece the same way. Alright, however, for the part that has the lapel on the lining piece, I made sure to use the same Burberry material instead of the black lining material, okay? And right here also, I went ahead to use our pattern to cut the collar, and as you can see, I added half an inch allowance like so. And for all the pieces, I went ahead to iron interface on them. All right, and right here I also went ahead to cut out the sleeve. Here, this is just a basic sleeve. All right, I also went ahead to cut a lining piece for the sleeve, and as you can see right here, the lining piece is 1 inch shorter than the sleeve. And for all the other lining piece, they're also shorter than the main piece. And so right now, to start sewing, I'll pick the back piece. All right, and the first thing I'm going to do is just to go ahead and align the center back together like so. And we're going to go ahead and stitch it all the way down. All right, and after doing that, we're going to go ahead and also stitch the sides to the center back. And for the front piece also, we are going to join the side to the center front. And that is exactly what I've done here, guys. This is the front piece, and I've gone ahead to join the center front to the side front, as you can see right here. All right, and here we have the back piece, and I've gone ahead to join all the pieces together. And right here, guys, I went ahead to do the same for the lining piece. All right, and this is the back piece for the lining piece, and right here we have the front piece for the lining piece. And right now, the next thing to do is to go ahead and align both the front and the back together, right side facing right side, okay? And we're going to go ahead and join the shoulders. And after joining the shoulders, we're also going to stitch the side using our allowance. And we're going to repeat the same process to the lining piece. And right here, guys, that's exactly what I've done. I've gone ahead to join the shoulders and the sides together. And I did the same for the lining too. And the next thing to do is to go ahead and install the sleeves. And that's exactly what I've done here. I've gone ahead to install both of the sleeves. And I did the same to the lining piece. And the next thing to do is to go ahead and attach our collar to our jacket. All right, and the first thing I'm going to do is just to fold the collar into 2, and I'm going to notch the center. And the next thing to do is to come to the lapel area like so, and I'm going to merge both sides together like this. We need to determine where our collar is going to stop at. All right, so I'll merge both sides together like this, and I'll pick up the pattern that we made earlier on, and where you measure from here to this part, you are going to have 1.5 inches. When we were drafting, I came outward by 1.5 inches right here. All right, and when we are cutting our fabrics, I added half an inch, making 2 inches. All right, so 1.5 plus half an inch makes 2 inches. So that is what we are going to measure right here on the lapel, and we are going to notch that 2 inches point like so. So our collar is going to stop directly on that 2 inches point. So right now I will open the jacket up like so, and I'm going to pick up our collar, and I'm going to merge the center of the collar to the center of the jacket, and I'm going to pin it right from the center up to the point we notched on the lapel. And after aligning the collar properly, I'm going to go ahead and stitch it, and I'm going to repeat the same process to the lining piece. So right here guys, I've gone ahead to attach the collar to the jacket, and this part, this is where we would have our notch. So right here guys, this is the lining piece, and I've gone ahead to also attach the collar to it. So guys, right here on the back piece, you are going to leave an opening at the center back like so, all right? And this is where we are going to be pulling our jacket inside out, okay? And right now, the next thing to do is to go ahead and match both the lining piece and the main piece together, right side facing each other. So right here, I'll just go ahead and take my time and align both the main piece and the lining together, all right, correctly. And I'll just go ahead and pin all around this collar area, okay? And having done that, I'll also go ahead and match it on the lower part, on the M area here, and I'll go ahead and also pin it. Then we are going to go ahead and stitch it all around, okay? And so right here guys, that's exactly what I've done. I've gone ahead to stitch the jacket all around. And so right now guys, the next thing to do is to come to the collar area here, and we are going to come to this notched part, and we are going to trim off the excess there. Then, you know, trim it very carefully and notch it so that this part can relax very, very well. And having done that, the next thing to do is to go ahead and pull it inside out using this opening we left on the lining piece. So I'll just take my time to pull it out to the right side and also pull out all the sharp edges. Then I'll give it a good press. So right here guys, that's exactly what I've done. I've gone ahead to give it a good press, and as you can see here, we have our notched collar right here. So just take your time and iron it very well, all right? And apart from the collar, I also went ahead to iron it all around, as you can see right here. So right now guys, the next thing to do is just to go ahead and work on the sleeve. As you can see right here, we have 4 sleeves here, and we don't have 4 ends, we only have 2 ends, right? So we'll need to work on it, and what I will do is just to go ahead and bring the sleeves to the wrong side, all right? Both the lining and the main sleeve, I'm going to turn them to the wrong side like so. And having done that, the next thing to do is to pick up the hem of the sleeve, and we are going to match the right side here to the right side of the lining like so, all right? So I'll just make sure that where we have the side seam for both of the sleeves are aligning correctly, and I'll pin it all around. And having done that, I'll just go ahead and repeat the same process to the other sleeve. I'll make sure to pull it to the wrong side for both of the lining and the main sleeve, all right? And having done that, I'll make sure to merge the hem of the sleeve right side facing each other. I'll pin it, then I'll go ahead and stitch it. So right here guys, I've gone ahead to stitch the sleeve, and the next thing to do is just to pull it in so that we'll have them as one. So guys, after pulling in your sleeve, you're going to give it a good press, and then you're going to have something like this. And having done that, the next thing to do is to close the opening that we have here. So you can take it to the sewing machine and close it with less than ½ an inch, or you can just go ahead and unstitch it with an invisible stitch. So right here guys, I've gone ahead to unstitch the opening with an invisible stitch, and as you can see, it's looking so neat, okay? And another thing you would want to do is to go ahead and add your buttonholes and also buttons to beautify the blazer. I will not be doing this, I will do it off camera. And so this is where our tutorial ends today. Thank you for watching till the end, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.